They froze our symbol. They killed my parents. They burned my dad's house down. Oh, it's like a Roman epic.
To a person who was so much dedicated to the culture, to the people.
Oh, they were always trying to kill it, man. I think as Dogra, we think it's a compliment that the more people try to kill us, we're doing something right, bro. You know what I'm saying? अभी आपको पता है Panthers party को 94% votes मिले चुनावी में, क्योंकि जो हमारा भाई हर्षदेव और जो एक छोड़ के कहीं पहुंच गया, अगर उनकी आप वोट्स टोटल करो 94% है. एक फैमिली को इतने सारे वोट्स कभी नहीं मिलते.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਆਈ ਹੈ
ਬੜਾ ਸ਼ਰ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਪਾਪੂ.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੋਗਰੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ
ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਂਦੂ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ. Alexander the Great was stopped at Chandrabhaga River by a Dogra archer who smacked him, and he stopped right here. So he's so great, but the Dogras are greater. Chinani dates back to 850 CE. That's before England started, man.
Yes.
That's what's known written. If we go on oral history, it's probably older than Japan. We dominated northern India, you know. My great-great-grandfather, General Zorawar, he controlled Tibet for 8 months, you know, engaging in foreign policy and things like this. The Dogra brothers, Gulab Singh, Dihan Singh, Suchet Singh, they controlled the Sikh empire. Dihan Singh Dogra, he was the prime minister of the Sikh empire for 25 years.
In London or wherever you travel and you talk about that you belong to Ramnagar.
Well, I tell them I'm from the kingdom of Jammu that gave you billions of dollars when you were being like bitches in World War II and you couldn't protect yourself. And my king came over on a silver-plated private plane to you guys at his own expense, paying for that trip, and sat there in all the danger, flying over all of Germany, and saved your sorry asses with 70,000 troops.
Do you have plans to enter into politics, or why you are here?
I thought this was politics right now. I'm confused. This is not political. I was hoping I'm going to get more votes if I turn up here. I'm in the wrong place. No, I'm not sure. It's looking very fancy here.
Yeah. Okay.
I was in the assembly yesterday. This looks more posh than the assembly where you're sitting.
Thank you.
I think you have a better seat than the speaker, huh? I am an unlicensed lawyer.
Okay.
Completely unlicensed.
And how does that work?
That's the most powerful lawyer of all, because I'm not afraid of losing my license. हिंदी में भी आती है भाई, हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं, ये बात नहीं है.
अरे तो आपने तो वहाँ बोला कि थोड़ा
डोगरी मेरी कमजोर है, मैंने कहा था. लेकिन हिंदी इतनी प्रैक्टिस नहीं है.
नहीं इतनी तो चलती है, इतनी तो वायरल होती है. How should they deal with that stress?
Om Shanti Shanti Om. मैं टेंपल रेनोवेट करना चाहता हूँ. आप मंत्रालय जानते हो नहीं?
हाँ जी मंत्रालय.
जहाँ पे शिव और पार्वती की शादी हुई थी. तो मेरा बड़ा ड्रीम है, जैसे गोल्डन टेंपल है अमृतसर में, उस साइट के ऊपर हम सिल्वर टेंपल बनाएं.
नमस्ते सारे, स्वागत है थोड़ा मेरे चैनल वॉइस एंड वाइब च. अज तुसी मिलाने जाना आऊँ अपने रामनगरी ग्राई भरा अंकित लव हुंदे कन्नै, जेड़े भीम सिंह हुंदे सुपुत्र भी हैं. थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग अंकित.
Thank you Ashok for having me. It's a pleasure to be on Voice and Vibes.
और तुसी किनिया लग्या साढ़े स्टूडियो आई है?
बड़ा शर लग गया पापू.
तुसी डोगरी आंदी?
मैं नहीं आंदू बल्ले बल्ले सीखा है.
ठीक है मुबारखां. तुसे बल्ले बल्ले सीखना शुरू करो ते अस भी तुसें सिखाने दी कोशिश करगे ते साडी ऑडियंस भी कमेंट करिए दस्सी सकदी कि तुसें किन्नी जल्दी सीखी सकने. What's your take on constitution? Do you think we
Well, I think we can drop socialist secular out of the preamble, because I don't know why it's Socialist Secular Republic of India. I think it should be the Universal Republic of India. All ideas should be welcome, not just a few.
Yeah, that's a good. And why do you think? What is your take on secular? There are so much of interpretation on secular word. What do you think about that?
I think if you're truly secular, you don't have to use the word anymore. Exactly. Because otherwise secularity becomes a kind of belief system.
I mean, I personally believe that secularism is something that already exists in this land. So that's what my take on the secularism. So maybe I completely agree with you. Writing it, kind of claiming it that we are secular. As I told you, we were discussing about the people who used to help them each other. They are thankful. It's like they feel that thankfulness, so they don't have to say thank you.
Well, so I fear it's not just secular, it's socialist secular. Okay. And this kind of secular is something that was the ex-Soviet Union's concept of secular. It's not, unfortunately, I think, a local secular. I think this is an imperialistic secular that's been added to the Constitution, because the different brands of secular, the different brands of chocolates, we could all be eating chocolate, but and different brands of chocolate have different amounts of sugar in them. Yeah. And if it's too much sugar, it's not good for you. But this kind of socialist secular, there's so much sugar in it, because it is from the Soviet Union. It is a kind of, and I think every belief has a place. Even we have communists in our system, in our political system. But I think we need to go towards more liberty, more free market values, more independence of businesses, and this secular also limits our commerce and enterprise because it is a Soviet style of secular.
And how do you think this, if let's say there are people in this country who really wants to change this, what's the way? Yes, there are some technical ways going to the parliament and changing them, but mindset wise, or what are the things that you need to do as a person?
I think take a whiteout marker and just go over everything. Just turn up to parliament and start doing it. Let's see who'll stop you. I don't think anyone will stop me today. You want to go with me?
I'm in.
Let's take a white marker and just white it all out.
Okay.
I think we'll become heroes. And we broadcast it on Instagram.
That's interesting. Yes, exactly. One way. It may take time, but it will happen.
I think it will take maybe like 30 minutes to white out everything.
Exactly.
We'll get a few guys from Ramnagar to come along with us.
And have you been to Ramnagar before?
Of course, I've been there many times, man.
Oh, wow, interesting.
I've been there many times. We have some land there as well, so we have a little parcel of land there in Buktriyan. In this village there. My father, he was born there, right?
Yeah.
So my grandfather, Thakur Birbal, he was a serviceman in World War II. He fought in World War II against the Japanese in Burma, very, very savage. He came back to thousands and thousands of acres of land. But in the 1955 big landed acts reform, they took it all away. So the story goes, my dad was left starving, and that's how he got into politics, because they had very little land left to what they were used to for all their relatives. So today we got some of that land. Our dream is to develop into a beautiful hotel resort now.
And how do you think, what was the last visit when what is the infrastructure changes that you see in, I would say, not Ramnagar, maybe from Jammu to Ramnagar, within Jammu and Kashmir?
You mean from when I came last time?
And this time?
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, last time I attended my mother's funeral, which was on 5th of May, 2023. And then I haven't been able to come back for 3 years for a lot of very interesting reasons we can get into later. But the biggest change I've seen is there's elected assembly.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. There's an elected assembly. That feels really strange.
What's your take? This is in Indian politics, Jammu and Kashmir is so special that, this is the first state that went to UT, and now we have an assembly. What's your take on statehood versus UT? How it works? What's the difference?
Well, for me, Jammu and Kashmir is always going to be the greatest state in the world. You could give it any name you want. You could put socialist secular in front of the Indian constitution, but that's not what's really going on. You can say it's a UT, but the people, the Dogri history, the Dogri linguistic history, we are the last proper Hindu modern Raj that was left. Delhi was obviously under the Mughals, the British, but we, after the Treaty of Amritsar, we stayed independent. I'm very, very proud of that. And Jammu and Kashmir, if anybody delves deeper and really looks at our history, we can be very, very proud that not only a state, the greatest state in the highest mountains, we retained for thousands of years. For thousands of years, we retained our identity and our beliefs, and that's something to be very proud of. Actually, the oldest polity in Jammu and Kashmir as a principality, Chinani, dates back to 850 CE.
Yes.
That's before England started, man.
Yes, even 52 generations has ruled the Chinani
and that's what's written.
Principality. Yes.
That's what's known written. Yeah. If we go on oral history, if we go back to older tradition, it's probably older than Japan. Japan is believed to be the oldest known state in the world. That's officially the oldest state continuously. But our oral history probably goes back to 2,000 years. We're probably the oldest state, but officially since 850 CE. Come on, man. How are you going to change that? You can call it what you like, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is one of the coolest and oldest places in the world.
Yeah. Where do you think we left in communicating these things? It just the politics, or also where do you think we left?
I think information was greatly controlled in modern India. I think when India, after 1947, 1950s, when modern media came out, it was very controlled from the center. And Jammu, remember, used to be its own independent state. It was not part of the British Raj. It was not part of the exchequer. We were not part of the taxation of the British Raj system. We had our own taxation. We had our own currency. Even Abu Dhabi and Dubai were part of the princely states that are under the British Raj. They used the Indian rupee made from Delhi by the British. We had our own currency, the Nanak Shahi rupee, which was 11 grams of silver. So I think at the time, obviously, we dominated northern India. My great-great-grandfather, General Zorawar, he controlled Tibet for 8 months, engaging in foreign policy and things like this. The Dogra brothers, Gulab Singh, Dihan Singh, Suchet Singh, they controlled the Sikh empire. Dihan Singh Dogra born 22nd August, same day as my mom, by the way.
Okay.
He was the prime minister of the Sikh Empire for 25 years.
Yeah.
You know,
He was in the Lahore Darbar at that time.
And he was Hindu, you know.
Yeah.
I love the Sikhs, you know. They're great people. They've really protected India so much and its identity. But we have to remember the Hindu history. If you want to talk about Hindu modern history, this was actually run and most championed by the Dogras at the time.
Exactly.
So when India became independent, getting back to your question, in 47, media became centralized. And they had an agenda. I think agenda from the Soviet Union again. That was to try to make everybody like plain.
Yeah, I agree with you, but in addition to that, you have been in the Western. In the West, in London for a long time. You have spent most of your time there. Do you think the same scenarios existed there for information control, or what is happening in the West?
I think Dogra history is more cherished in London because Maharaja Hari Singh was a part of the British War Cabinet, and he gave billions of dollars in aid in loans to the UK to fight against Hitler in World War II, right? We gave 70,000 troops, just Jammu and Kashmir, to fight in World War II, including the liberation of Rome and Florence, two of the greatest Renaissance historic towns of art in Europe. We liberated them. We led the liberation of these places. So I think in Europe, this is remembered more. For some reason, I think the India that happened after 47, they didn't want to promote this. They didn't want to tell people about the achievements of the Dogras and things like this, about how much we really helped the world to stop Hitler and fascism expanding. There's $500 billion worth of lithium under General Zoraw's castle. You know, in Bhimgard Fort, they found 5.9 million tons of lithium.
Yeah, in the Riyasi district. Yes. There were 2 times the bits has already. I think I'm sure you are aware of that. 2 bits has already been there.
I wonder why they didn't go through.
No, there was a reason. The technical reason was that there should be minimum 3 bidders to that. So it's only 2 who are applying. So that's why it's not going.
So why do you think there were only 2 bidders?
That I don't know. That you have to tell.
You can research. Is there a reason? Yeah, because Harsh Bhaiya and me, we came on a press conference before these auctions, and we said under the Minerals Act, only an elected state legislature has the legal right to assign these mineral rights. And this was in Hindustan Times. This was in Times of India. This was all over the TV at the time. And I think any bidder who is, working as a massive corporate entity has a legal department who would go and research this. And I don't think they want to put a bid when Panthers party will take this to Supreme Court after, would they?
Yeah.
I mean, that was my dad's constituency. That used to be in Udhampur, Lok Sabha constituency. Somehow it was moved in delimitation to Jammu constituency, however.
I'm also expecting new delimitation after 2 years. After the census. Census is about to start in India. You are aware of that?
Yeah, of course.
They have, now they are going to use technology. It's good. They have around, 30 lakh teachers who are going supporting them, then other staff as well. And I hope it goes well. With the data, I mean,
1.4 billion people now.
1.4 billion. I mean, it's in 2 phases. First phase is like they have to go to the household. They'll go to the household. They have 38 columns to be filled for that household. How many rooms, whether they own TV, whether they have vehicle, 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler, whether they're using smartphones or, keypads. That's first phase and they will have a house tag, location tagged on that. Then the next phase will come and the people, gets counted that what's how many members and things like that will happen in the next phase. Wow. So that's how it's 1.4 billion people. I hope it gets at least 1 to 1.2 billion after the census. It would be a good news for us, isn't it? What's your take on population? How it's impact growth?
It's a strength. I mean, it's a market, right? At the end, there's strength in numbers. So I think one of the greatest things of India is the largest democracy ever made in human history.
Exactly.
I think, and if you want to throw a big party, you need a lot of people, right?
Okay. And okay. And what's the party size that you have enjoyed? What's the big party that comes in your mind? Big party in your
Panthers party. We got. I think best turnout was like 700,000 votes in one assembly election.
Okay.
That's not bad. We had like about 700,000 votes in 2002.
Okay.
So I think that's a good party.
Yeah, it is definitely. I mean, it has a very good base. Still, people appreciate things, and even within the Indian politics, what is happening that it's moving towards 2-party politics in India, which is not something really acceptable by the public right now. Maybe it happens. It will not. Time will tell. But that's the kind of people are still looking for local parties to grow. So XYZ stories that will go and on and on.
They froze our symbol. They killed my parents. They burned my dad's house down. Oh, it's like a Roman epic. So sad.
Yeah. This is back in 90s. That's what you're saying?
No, right now my parents just died, 2002 and 2023.
Okay.
And one of my dad's house got torched. They froze the symbol just now, right? And they tried to split the party.
And why do you think that, happened to a person who was so much dedicated to the culture, to the people?
Oh, they were always trying to kill him, man. Everyone was always trying to kill mom and dad.
So is that Kashmir-centric people, or what was the reason behind that?
With my dad, it's everybody. Okay. Sometimes when you're too good at something, nobody likes you. Have you been a kid at school who's always like...
okay. And if someone, if so, let's say they're...
It's a compliment, man.
Yeah, I agree. And then when it's definitely, wow. I take it as a compliment. I don't dare. I know what my takes.
How many people are trying to kill Gulab Singh?
Sorry?
How many people are trying to kill Gulab Singh?
Who?
Maharaja Gulab Singh, who made Jammu and Kashmir.
I mean, whom he was trying to kill?
No, a lot of people, but a lot of people trying to kill him as well.
Yes, definitely.
You're not good if people are not trying to kill you, bro.
A lot of people tried. Even Dhyan Chand got killed. Suchet Singh got killed. They got killed. Brothers got killed.
Yeah.
So
and then Dhyan Singh's son, Hira Singh, got killed as well.
Nihal Singh also. With Nihal Singh and with Nihal Singh and the Udhampur is named behind the Udham Singh who got killed in that.
I think it's Dogra we think is a compliment. The more people try to kill us, we're doing something right, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But still, we exist, and we are going to exist for sure.
It's a survival instinct,
It's
right?
a survival instinct. And what's your take on Pakistan? They are our neighbor.
I smashed up their embassy in London just before Operation Sindoor. I don't know if you saw. I was arrested for that, and I'm out on bail right now. I'm gonna face trial for breaking the windows, throwing eggs, and allegedly throwing saffron paint on the Pakistan embassy on April 26th, 2025. My mother's death anniversary, and also the death anniversary of Maharaja Hari Singh.
Okay.
So on that date, and this was just after the Pahalgam attack, so I was very upset about it, I was very upset. And I'm like, there's a lot of talk. This is just before Operation Sindoor started. So the first strike of Operation Sindoor was actually me in London. This was all over the press at the time there. So I think they have to stop doing some things they're doing.
Yes.
I respect every country, but if it goes to a point when especially countries are doing things secretly that are really, really not right, you got to stop, man.
Yeah.
Let's trade. Let's do business. Let's make a lot of money together. Let's focus on the good things. But if you don't, then I'm going to come and smack up your embassy.
Yep.
I did.
Fine, that's interesting. I would say I agree in most of these things that let's do business, let's not do this. And Jammu and Kashmir is the most affected state. That's the concern. And what's your take on this is a very first of all even I would say outside Jammu and Kashmir people only say Kashmir. So there are people who don't even know Jammu is a different division, Kashmir is a different division. There were long stories attached to it. Whenever we get painted as same way. That okay. So what's your take on that? How it's different? How you handle this kind of situation? In London or wherever you travel and you talk about that you belong to Ramnagar. How you remove your Kashmiri tag?
Well, I told them I'm from the kingdom of Jammu that gave you billions of dollars when you were being like bitches in World War II and you couldn't protect yourself. And my king came over on a silver-plated private plane to you guys at his own expense, paying for that trip, and sat there in all the danger, flying over all of Germany, and saved your sorry asses with 70,000 troops. So kingdom of Jammu, bro, it's the most important kingdom in world history.
Yeah. And do you still think West tries to dominate Asia? I would say maybe let's talk about our country. Do you think that they want to involve, or how it works? Is it a world business? I mean, yes, someone has to run.
Everybody's trying to get profits, I mean, at the end, India, it was first conquered by the East India Company, not a country. Today, look in Iran, they're about the oil, aren't they? They want to get the profits. I mean, this is culture. You can say, this is absolutely wrong. It's absolutely imperial, but this is also human nature. People will try to get easy profits, right?
Yeah.
So we have to defend ourselves a bit better and be a bit sharper. I think we're very warm and very loving. Sometimes our culture, and we're martial, community, the Dogras, right?
Yes.
We fight purely and honestly.
Exactly.
But nowadays in the commercial time, you got to use a bit more of the not deceptive tactics, but more of tactics that are considering that your opponent might be going for you on a sneaky way. So we can't just take the sword out.
Yes, we have to be smart. Yes, definitely.
Now things have to change a bit. So yes, I think the West, they're more involved in financial markets, in capital markets. They know how to create financial instruments that are so complex that you don't even know what the fuck you're buying, man. Like options and trading this stuff, and before we know it, we're buying stuff, and what we've done is we just sold the fucking land, and the lithium is all gone. But we stopped that, No.
Now we are getting. What's the change you see in Indians doing business? If in the last 10 years, what's the, since 2014, the regime has changed, and, there was everyone who travels also, there is a vibe that Indian image has been improved over in the Western world. And what's your take on that?
Yes, because the Soviet and socialist forced imperialism on India, unfortunately, after 1950, did not become free because we are a trading commerce society as well. And we were forced under this kind of very controlled one market, one monopolistic license Raj system. I think the breaking of this, it's slowly breaking. I think it can be broken faster. India's seen more open for trade, more open to just try to buy and sell things at the right price. And I think it's very exciting. It's very exciting because we need to open up the entire, commercial climate here. We need to take off all the red tape, free movement of capital, free movement of money, in and out of India. We need to allow foreign investment. We need to stop local businesses having all these restrictions from trading, and I think this is happening. This is happening,
this is happening,
and this is very exciting field for India because I think this is where our people and our country is going to get the best development. So I think people are very excited because of 1.4 billion people. That's a lot of people to sell products to. A lot of people to buy your cars. A lot of people to buy your
technology as well,
like hairbrushes. Indians have very long, beautiful hair. So I think people are just thinking, wow, sell them hairbrushes. You're a billionaire.
Exactly. And if I go back to your college days, or maybe when you were there, and how was your college days? What you have done?
I studied art, so I went to California. I studied a place called Cal Arts, the California Institute of the Arts. It's where Tim Burton, the film director, went. So I studied filmmaking, music, and stuff like that. After that, I had a hit on MTV USA, a #1 hit for my song called Beethoven Burst. And really, that #1 hit's just getting me through, all the way. And my dad, he asked me to take over Panthers party when I was 24 years old in 2009. But I was just having my music career that was coming out, so I was not so exposed to Jammu because I didn't have the lust for the power here because I was getting, I guess, my own kind of fame abroad, and nobody knew. My dad was Saddam Hussein's lawyer, which is very embarrassing in America, What does your dad do? He's Saddam Hussein's lawyer? There's a Gulf War, My friends are like, oh, they're going to lynch me, bro. Anyways, so I wanted to keep out of that. But I remember one time I was coming to Jammu in 2009, and Azad, the chief minister, called my dad, don't bring your son or yourself. We have a big event going on. I didn't have enough security for both of you. And I was like, my dad's like, we shouldn't go. I'm like, no, fuck it. I want to go home. I want to see my home. Why am I not allowed to go home? Always, there's so many restrictions for me to come back, So I pushed at that time, and we came with 44 armed guards. I was like, what the heck is this? And as a young guy, I was like, this is a bit weird. I hated guns. I hated weapons. My music, if you hear it about, it's peace and love, people coming together. So I turned down my dad on that taking because my education was art. And I told my dad I want to go back and pursue art and music that I was studying. So hopefully I've given some message of love,
Yep. You also have a political party in London. Yeah, you have also fought elections. Tell us about that. It's interesting.
Now you're embarrassing me.
How many votes you got?
I thought this was meant to be classified information.
It's not classified. It's all over internet.
Yes, on the internet. But who checks the internet properly nowadays anyways,
How was your experience, being there?
It was great. In 2016, I ran for mayor of London. I called my party One Love Party. Ek Ankar, One Love, one universal spirit, It was a party that was promoting the unity of all mankind, the federal union of every country. I was trying to make a global empire. Alexander the Great, he got as far as Jammu. We stopped him, by the way. That, right?
We stopped him, exactly.
People don't learn at home. Alexander the Great was stopped at Chandrabhaga River by a Dogra archer who smacked him, and he stopped right here. So he's so great, but the Dogras are greater. 323 BC, I think, and something like that. So anyways, I thought, if we could stop Alexander, why don't I propose a very complex, system of taking over the world? So I proposed a party called One Love Party, because everybody will think, oh, it's love, let me sign up to this. But it said a federal union of the world and the union of all the world's armed forces. And I thought it was the way to end the Kashmir conflict, because if I could unify all the armed forces of the world, that would mean India, Pakistan, and every single army would be one under my control. I got 33,000 votes actually.
Oh wow, that's a good number.
Because I ran for mayor of London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, if I may ask,
But London is not 6 million. 6 million electorate, so. But they all knew about me. They all read about it. So I think I got 33,000 votes. But
it's a good count, though.
But all 6 million would have loved me next.
We have MLAs who have received, we have MLAs in Jammu who have received less vote than this, and they're still in the assembly.
I was saying Harsh Bhaiya, Harsh Bhaiya, who's the president of Panthers Party now, our beloved president, he has the most votes. He has more than 50,000 votes than any other guy in the assembly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How is this democracy? Ashok, is this democracy?
Now, and within 6 months, 50,000 votes. Yeah.
Who does that?
That's interesting.
And this Panthers Party is ending,
So do you have plans to enter into politics, or why you are here?
I thought this was politics right now. I'm confused. This is not political? I'm not selling anything. I was hoping I'm going to get more votes if I turn up here.
No, you
It's not a political podcast? I'm in the wrong place.
No, it's a political podcast, though.
Are you sure?
But you have to pitch for
I'm not sure. It's looking very fancy here.
Yeah. Okay.
I was in the assembly yesterday. This looks more posh than the assembly where you're sitting.
Thank you.
I think you have a better seat than the speaker, huh? I met him yesterday, the speaker.
Okay. So you
Abdul
Razadar. Okay.
Lovely guy.
He's old, I think. He's
almost 80 now.
80
but he's still going strong. He won his first election in 77, same time my dad won.
Okay.
So they entered the assembly together, so he's remembering that a lot.
Okay.
So it's really nice.
And he hasn't lost any election still. I mean, he the MLA for 8 years. I mean, maybe not.
He lost one in
One?
2014.
But
we don't say that. We say he's undefeated. He's won 7 though.
He won 7 though. Yeah.
Apart from the president's rules.
Which one?
This one. How many president's
1720?
rules?
How many?
1991.
In Jammu, the president rule is like, go for it. You want to do that?
I want to be president of India. Because that's the only way to rule Jammu, I think, nowadays. I think the amount of president's rules they've had here, they need to give us one Jammu president.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't. Okay. I was about to say something, but
say it. Sorry.
It's like I was about to say something, but then my next guest is again from the same profile, so I let it's okay. I'll ask him. I'll not ask him. It's some okay. So do you have plans to give bhashan? You understand word bhashan?
I've given so many speeches, dude. Where have you been?
And I mean, what kind of industry you're meeting here? What are you doing?
Only meeting press and media people.
Press and media people.
Try to take over the country.
Okay.
through the news and through charm. Secretly. But don't tell everybody.
Yeah.
It's top secret.
It's a top secret.
I'm here as a tourist. I'm here to see the sights. I'm here to promote, the Dogra identity and I think the Dogra spirit that we're still here, And I think our voice stands. My dad might have passed away and it's left a big gap, and my mom died right after as well. And it's a big controversy. It's all in the courts. Is it murder? Is it not murder? I mean, the question is there. I'm here to get justice for them a little bit, but more than that, I'm here to represent them and represent Dogra people and say, yes, we can. Yeah. We can. This has been a great culture. I feel we've been a bit suppressed, a bit repressed. We've been put through 80 years of war. It's like the longest war ever, and we've been put through a war where we're not allowed the leadership, of our own destiny. We've had to follow other people's control of our regiments, of our land. I think if they put a Dogra in charge, I'd finish this war in like the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, it may sound rude, but sometimes there are leadership that went through the community, but they didn't do well at the end. Well, they just bow down. I would say they don't want to talk to chief minister. They don't want to talk to home minister. They can't or they don't. I don't know, but whatever that is happening.
Yeah, I think communication is the most important thing at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I think we also have to realize we have common humanity as well, and we must talk to everybody. My father always said, always talk to your enemy, because politics is not Rajniti by the sword, We're not out to draw the sword. We're out to use the tongue, And we're here to talk, even if I don't like you, but if we're in politics together, we have to engage in diplomacy and we have to have a chat about it.
Yeah.
And things get better from talking.
Yep, exactly. And what do you do other than this? I mean, yes, I got your point. What do you in business? You job, you got royalty?
Yeah, I get royalty from music as well. The number one hit's gone a long way. But I worked before like yourself in the media. I've been an editor of a newspaper and a magazine in the UK before.
Okay.
I've worked as a consultant for fashion brands and for upcoming designers.
Okay.
I studied at Central St. Martin's. It's the same school where Alexander McQueen went to. Kanye West wanted to go there, but they didn't let him in because they said he was so famous or something. But he hired everybody from Central St. Martin's to create his first collection as well.
Okay.
So it's a top fashion school. So I work in a lot of consultancy with brands and with fashion designers. I worked with a brand called Nicole Cost. Okay. She was the Prince of Monaco's longstanding girlfriend and mother of his oldest son. So I helped her put together her whole brand. Okay. So I also work as a legal consultant.
Wow. So are you a lawyer or you just just?
I am an unlicensed lawyer.
Okay.
Completely unlicensed.
And how does that work?
That's the most powerful lawyer of all because I'm not afraid of losing my license.
I mean, how does that work? I mean,
well, it works because my father was Saddam Hussein's lawyer.
Okay.
And his son is an unlicensed lawyer.
Okay.
So if you got a real big problem,
okay,
you go to a licensed lawyer, or you come to me.
Okay.
And I will do everything absolutely legally, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
100% legally.
Yeah, definitely. So being legal is good.
So this I've actually argued in Crown Court, one of the higher courts in the UK, with judges, with some of the most expensive lawyers against me as well, and to quit the case. We had Christian Mole from Blackfriars Chambers, and I think they had spent $1 million on the case, and the day before the trial he quit. He was arguing against me. Okay. So I've also made some case history. I was able to get a court order against the Foreign Ministry of the UK in a criminal defense case, which has never been done before.
Okay, that's interesting.
I've done a few achievements,
Okay.
A few milestones. So I am. Well, my father, he was professor of law at Cambridge, and my mother was an advocate of the Supreme Court, Jay Mala, undefeated in 600 cases.
Yeah.
They teach her cases to every first-year law student.
Yeah.
So I hope I learned a little bit, that I could do something.
Definitely.
So if you have, and I know a lot of lawyers. I put together teams internationally of lawyers. So right now I'm working on a case against a KGB guy whose girlfriend is divorcing him, and there's like $10-20 million in property that he's been hiding. She's trying to find. So I've got lawyers from Moscow to the Canary Islands around the world that I can coordinate. And when I call a lawyer up, say you call a lawyer, you'll get a response.
Call the Sam.
I call a lawyer, they're all like, let's go,
Okay.
because obviously they know who my father was.
Okay.
So I become like a director of lawyers.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But I don't advertise.
I do agree the network is currency and you are encashing it correctly, for sure.
I was very fortunate to have the insights I've had. There's been a lot of difficulty and pains, but there've also been a lot of great fortune.
One thing, when I visited last year to the US, what I realized that the young guy who's 15 or 20, and I get to know that there is a huge difference how people talk to a guy who is 15 or 20, looking at their dress, looking at their body language, and then they talk. But that doesn't happen in Western world. Do you feel that thing here? Do you also feel that this is happening around you when you are here, or it's like something just a shell?
What do you mean?
My question here is
the way someone's dressed. I think it dressed very nice.
No, I'm okay. You haven't seen me at 15. So my question is that there is a dharna word by India में we call it. I can use Hindi. You can't use that, but I have.
हिंदी में भी आती है भाई. हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं. ये बात नहीं है.
अरे तो आपने तो वहाँ बोला कि थोड़ा
डोगरी मेरी कमजोर है मैंने कहा था. लेकिन हिंदी इतनी प्रैक्टिस नहीं है.
नहीं इतनी तो चलती है. इतनी तो वायरल होती है. ऐसी कोई टेढ़ी बात करोगे हमको भी अच्छा लगेगा. हमारा भी चैनल चलेगा.
ये मेरी फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू मैं कर रहा हूँ अंग्रेजी में. यहाँ पे जैसे मैं पहुंचे सारे सब हिंदी मेरे को बोल रहे हो. मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ लेकिन मैं तो वो पप्पू से भी थोड़ा और खराब निकलता हूँ जब मैं अंग्रेजी में बोलता हूँ. अरे इसकी तो हिंदी तो इतनी सख्त है. हम सोचते अरे एक दिन हम राहुल गांधी जैसे हिंदी बोल पाएंगे. ये है हमारी बड़ी ड्रीम.
ओके नहीं इट्स गुड. अच्छा ये ठीक है. तो जैसे कि मैं हिंदी में एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ एंड देन वी कैन स्विच एनीवेयर. सो जैसे एक धारणा है यहाँ पे दैट if someone is talking to a kid, अगर वो थोड़ा गरीब जैसा दिख रहा है या ग्राई वर्ड की मैं बात करूँ ग्राई जैसा दिख रहा है ऑल ओवर इंडिया आई वुड से नॉट जस्ट इन दिस स्टेट, पर अगर अपनी बात करें तो उससे बात करने का तरीका अलग हो जाता है. एंड व्हेन देयर इज समवन अनदर पर्सन हु इज वेल ड्रेस्ड कमिंग आउट ऑफ अ कार विद नाइस परफ्यूम और व्हाटएवर XYZ, सो द बॉडी लैंग्वेज चेंजेस. वो बात इवन इफ दैट पर्सन इज is an educated man. I'm not talking about just the person. Let's say even if he is an officer, he is bureaucrat or he is in departments or whatever, that happens in India for sure.
स्टेटस वगैरह बात है. जब आदमी फरारी से निकलता है लोग उसको देखते हैं. दूसरी तरफ जो आदमी एम्बेसडर से निकलता है, नहीं?
तो
ऐसे तो होती है,
नहीं वो तो एम्बेसडर वो तो है, बट स्टिल आई डोंट रियलाइज, मैंने जो फील वहां नहीं किया था, फील दैट यू गेट सो मच डिग्रेडेड ऑन दिस थिंग्स कि अरे ये तो कैसा है, मतलब यू जज. ओके,
मेरे को बुलेट प्रूफ एम्बेसडर
द शॉर्ट फॉर्म इज व्हाट डू यू थिंक पीपल जज इन इंडिया?
देखो वहाँ पे भी होता है, वहाँ पे भी होता है. लंदन में ऐसे बहुत जजमेंट होती है, ऐसे नहीं है. वो हर जगह होती है. देखो
रेसिज्म तो हर जगह ही है वैसे,
हर जगह होता है ऐसे. वहाँ पे भी, वहाँ पे मेरे को लगता है वहाँ पे थोड़ा ज़्यादा भी होता है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे लोग थोड़े, उनका सोच पैसे पे चले गई है. Because very commercial society it's become very commercial in the West, unfortunately, you know. I think in India we have a warmth and a depth. यहाँ पे थोड़ा और humanity बची है, जो हम granted को ले रहे हैं. मेरे को लगता है जैसे आपका सवाल है, सोच रहे हो वहाँ पे सब लोग इतने एक साथ को इक्वली देखते हैं, इवनली देखते हैं. ऐसे नहीं है. वहाँ पे लोग देख रहे हैं आपकी पॉकेट में क्या है. सब ऐसे आजकल बन गया. जिसके पास पैसे भी है वो भी सोच रहा है किसके पास जेब में ज़्यादा है. सिर्फ ये तो वो थोड़ा ये थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है मेरे को लगता है, क्योंकि इसमें कल्चर थोड़ा नीचे जाता है. जो आप सही क्वेश्चन कर रहे हो, ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए.
जो राइट विंग जो पॉलिटिक्स है, दैट फोकसेस ऑन कल्चर. सो इज दैट, आई मीन अगेन आई एम काइंड ऑफ मूविंग इनटू पॉलिटिक्स, बट यस इट्स अ पॉलिटिकल पॉडकास्ट एज यू सेड, है ना?
Is it? I thought this was about.
We'll make it political, social.
I thought this is about.
I also want to talk about technology as well.
वैसे ये religion की बात कर रहे हैं हम. आपका नाम अशोक है, नहीं?
अशोक, हाँ जी.
अशोक का जैसे अशोका एम्परर
अशोका एम्परर, यस.
और शर्मा तो आप ब्राह्मण हो.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
मेरी माँ भी ब्राह्मण थी.
हाँ जी.
गाद से स्वाद ब्राह्मण.
ओके.
आप बिलीव करते हो ऐसे कि तो आप तो पंडित भी बन गए?
मतलब इस पे भी एक ना थोड़ी सी धारणा थोड़ी सी खराब है. क्या होता है कि इफ यू से एग्जैक्टली पंडित मीन्स स्कॉलर. इट्स अ स्कॉलर. एनीवन कैन बी ए पंडित. अगर मैं ये पॉडकास्ट बहुत अच्छा रन करता हूँ तो मैं जैसे राज शमामी या इनका नाम ले तो पॉडकास्ट में वो पंडित है. लाइक APJ अब्दुल कलाम इज द पंडित ऑफ साइंस, काइंड ऑफ, यू कैन से दैट. सो दैट्स द पंडित, रियल वर्ड ऑफ मीनिंग ऑफ पंडित. यस, but it is more related to the first point is ठीक है, we have that puja part, the one who help in
priest,
rituals,
right?
The priest. But pandit in general, it's and not every brahman is pandit. We are not every brahman is pandit. The one who have the knowledge of shastras, you know, Shankaracharya. But there are upadhis, again there are departments. See, it's again everywhere you have that same structure of, you know, there are steps that you have to follow. You are acharya, shastri, then you grow up, you do PhDs, you know, you then read another book. You read Upanishad, you read Puranas, then you read Shastras. So accordingly your, you know, knowledge enhances.
कोई भी शंकराचार्य बन सकता है या सिर्फ ब्राह्मण?
नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से तो कोई भी बन जाता है. नहीं, ऐसे तो हिस्ट्री पहले से देयर आर शूद्रास, दोस हु बिकेम एक्चुअली अगेन ब्राह्मण इज काइंड ऑफ, यू नो, इफ आई हैव टू टेल इन अ in you know modern form, it's this varnas. There are varnas, brahmanas, kshatriyas, vaishya and shudras.
Sharma का मतलब क्या होता है?
Sharma is like, you know, sub category of Brahmins. Sharma is kind of common word used for.
मतलब क्या?
Like we have Gupta.
लेकिन मीनिंग क्या है?
वैसे तो मुझे भी नहीं पता शर्मा क्या मीनिंग है, बट देयर आर, शर्मा इज साइड कॉमन कास्ट, है ना?
ओके, समझ गए.
कॉमन कम्युनिटी कास्ट.
लेकिन फिर आप कश्मीरी ब्राह्मण हो?
नहीं, कश्मीरी ब्राह्मण नहीं है. वैसे तो बढ़िया
जम्मू से हो ना.
कश्मीरी ब्राह्मण. अरे लोगों को तो लगता है कश्मीर में सिर्फ ब्राह्मण है. कश्मीर में राजपूत भी हैं, कश्मीर में सिख भी हैं, मुस्लिम भी हैं, बट चलो ठीक है.
कश्मीर में हम भी अजीब से हैं. हाँ, जो सब के बीच में फंसे हुए हैं.
हम फंसे हुए हैं.
कश्मीर में तो सब कुछ है. बुद्धिस्ट भी है, सब कुछ है.
यस, बुद्धिस्ट. इनफैक्ट बुद्धिस्ट ने रूल भी किया है कश्मीर में.
कश्मीर नाम अच्छा साउंड करता है. कश्मीर नाम जैसे जो कश्मीर, जब इंग्लैंड में सबसे कश्मीर फैब्रिक है.
हाँ, नहीं, इट्स गुड. हमें वैसे कश्मीर इज मोर ब्यूटीफुल डेफिनेटली.
नहीं, कोई जानता भी कश्मीर कहाँ है. वहाँ पे बहुत लोगों को पता भी नहीं. कश्मीर और जम्मू दोनों वो नहीं जानते असलियत में.
हाँ, नहीं जानते. ये मैंने भी देखा, नोटिस किया.
कश्मीर फैशन ब्रांड है. जम्मू कश्मीर उनको फैशन ब्रांड सोचते हैं.
ओके, you are from the you are the descendants of General Zorawar Singhs. There are families who are, you know, still from the Hari Singh, Sindhya, Rajasthan, big families. And
our ancestor was Raja Dhruvdev Singh, though.
Okay.
So my father's line, Professor Bhim Singh, they're from the third son, Mian Dev of Udhampur. And I think Karan Singh's line is the fourth son. That was Gulab Singh's line. But there was like during the Sikh rule, there was obviously the king of Jammu was deposed, and Kishore Singh, Gulab Singh's father, was put in place.
Yeah.
And then Suchet Singh, he killed all of my family and buried them under the fort of Ramnagar. I don't know if you heard this story. So because we were the Rajas of that region at the time, but Suchet Singh wanted this title. So basically, he killed us. We were the senior line because we were the third from the third line of Raja Dhruvdev, which was in the 1700s.
Yeah.
And basically, Suchet Singh. I mean, I always talk about how important these characters are, but personally speaking, technically, I should have like a blood feud because he killed everybody and he buried them in Ramnagar. Only one of us got out somehow, and that restarted Professor Bhim Singh's line. And then they married into Zorawar Singh's line.
Okay.
Because I think Zorawar Singh, from what I understood, he might have protected them because he heard about this massacre at the time, and I think. He was like, it's a bit out of hand, because they were Suchet Singh, and he was just killing everybody to take power. Okay. He actually tried to, after Dhyan Singh died, and Dhyan Singh's son Hira Singh became Prime Minister of the Sikh Empire, Suchet Singh tried to get rid of Hira Singh, Dhyan Singh's son, to take over the Sikh Empire as the Prime Minister, but Hira Singh killed him in that process.
Okay.
It was very bloody back then.
Okay. I read about it. There is a book written by A.N. Bingley, The History of Dogras. He has also mentioned this thing. And there is a phrase that with the historians, with Punjab historians, they claim that Dogras has ditched them, and this kind of narrative exists there. But when I read that book, it was written that there was a personal physician of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, John Hendrickson, probably that was the name, and he has again written a book somewhere and said that was not the case because till 1839 there was nothing like that. It was again a mess after whenever the head of the family things goes off.
And in 1839, the Koh-i-Noor was here in Jammu.
Yeah.
People don't know this, but the Koh-i-Noor was kept here in Jammu, It was in Mubarak Mandi. And ultimately the final, adult transfer, because Dulip Singh, he was a kid. He was like 10 years old. He's not going to be able to sign away a diamond. It was Dulip Singh was also under protection of Maharaja Gulab Singh, right? Yeah. And his mother when he was an infant, because it was bloodbath in Lahore, right? For power. So the Koh-i-Noor was ultimately transferred by his authority to London. So when it's returned back, it has to come back to Jammu. I think this
technically,
First
delivery point,
Well, no, it has to stay here because this was.
Have you seen Koh-i-Noor? You visited that place? Where is there?
I think so. It's in the Tower of London. Okay. It used to be the Queen Mother's crown.
Previously.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's still on the crown. I think the new queen, what's her name, Camilla, she wanted to wear it, but it was in the front page, that oh my God, this diamond is like taken like in a funny way.
Okay.
So we should.
It's good that at least they are knowing that we can crack jokes as well. Technology has really changed the world. What's the best thing you like about technology?
Being here with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to make this moment happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I like the fact that technology has the capacity to spread education. People can learn more. I think the biggest problem in human civilization has always been education and female literacy. And a great civilization can be judged by how literate, how evolved its women are. And I think technology has a great power of spreading education.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't play any video games. This is the bad side.
Okay. But people are still earning from games. They're doing good. There are gamers that's happening in there. So with respect to technology,
if you're playing games, I'm not saying it's bad.
No, I don't play. I don't have. I play games. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So don't take it personally, bro. Like literally, but no, I just don't play video games.
No, I do. I remember in my childhood,
when I was younger, I used to.
Yeah. There is a huge difference. So I was in Udhampur, so. There was and this wasn't the standard practice. Now it's gone. It's maybe just 20 years back or 30 years back. So there is a business that started. They have video game on rent for 5 rupees for 10 minutes and 30 minutes. That kind of business. So I used to be the salesman of that shop. I used to get the customers for that person.
You're video game mafia. I see how you got here. like a real pundit.
So it was like that. So it was fun. Okay.
I want to invest in your podcast now. I think it's going to go big. But what was your favorite video game? Huh? What was your favorite video game?
I used to play Adventure Island at that point of time. Then there was...
I like Monkey Island. Monkey Island? No?
I haven't played that.
Grand Theft Auto?
No.
GTA? No.
I'm kind of old school. Mario, Contra.
Oh, Super Mario. I still love Super Mario.
And
Yeah,
Contra,
yeah.
and
That's
then
cool.
few more games I don't remember. Then there was Road Rash that it was a.
I like technology. It stimulates your imagination.
Yes,
So
it
like
does.
like all of these things, like they take you to places, they make you think in ways you don't think and see things you wouldn't normally see, and you get immersed in it.
Yeah.
So I think it can be very stimulating for the mind if it's used correctly.
So मैं इसको ही आपसे हिंदी में, मेरा यही सवाल था जिसको मैं इंग्लिश में पूछने वाला था, अभी हिंदी में पूछता हूँ कि आपको क्या ऐसा लगता है कि टेक्नोलॉजी, जैसे आपने कहा कि एजुकेशन में बहुत हेल्प कर सकती है, वो कैसे कर सकती है?
लोगों को आसान से मिल गया जो उनके आगे है, जो सारी किताब वगैरह, कितनी बड़ी किताब होती है, जस्ट फिजिकली सोचो, इतना वेट लेना पड़ता था पहले, आजकल सब एक टैबलेट में आ जाता है, तो कितनी चीज़ सीख सकते हो। और जो पहले जब हम सीखते थे, जब किताब में तो ऐसे ही जानना पड़ता है, टेक्नोलॉजी में वर्ड क्लिक कर सकते हो, अगर कुछ पता नहीं वो वर्ड सीख सकते हो, तो आप अपनी पेस से जा सकते हो। तो ये बहुत बदल गया, ये सारा जो ब्रेन की वायरिंग है जैसे हम सीखते हैं, ये थोड़ा और नेचुरल बन गया आदमी को। आयरॉनिकली जो कागज़ के सिवा जो स्क्रीन से एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाओ, कनेक्शंस जो सिर में बनते हैं, जो ब्रेन के न्यूरॉन्स होते हैं, वो ऐसे वेब जैसे कनेक्ट होते हैं, ऐसे किताब जैसे नहीं, जैसे पुरानी किताब होती नहीं कनेक्ट है। सो इसलिए आदमी or this is my Hindi is so shit.
That's okay.
This is where
they will listen to it with two reasons. One with your Hindi, then other one is knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. my Hindi has become its own style of Hindi now. क्योंकि इस तरफ जो जैसे हमारा डिज़ाइन है इंफॉर्मेशन लेने के लिए, जो टेक्नोलॉजी से हम सीखते हैं वो थोड़ा और डीप जाता है अंदर, थोड़ा और अंदर जाता है और उस तरफ से ऑर्गेनाइज हो जाता है। तो बहुत पावरफुल है।
So इसके लिए
कोई चीपर भी है, कागज महंगे हैं भाई, कागज प्रिंट करने के लिए, बनाने के लिए।
So इसमें भी अगर आपको कुछ रिकमेंड करना हो हमारी, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी हैज जस्ट स्टार्टेड इवॉल्विंग, AI इज बाय साइड, इट्स नॉट समथिंग दैट विल कम, इट्स मूविंग विद यू। सो अगर आपको ये रिकमेंड करना हो गवर्नमेंट को या सरकारों को कि या मतलब एज अ पर्सन यू हैव टू एडवाइस कि किस एज ग्रुप के लिए भी टेक्नोलॉजी और रीडिंग होनी चाहिए, ऐसा तो नहीं अब आप यू कैंट हैव अ पर्सन ऑफ 45 कि चलो अभी आप स्टार्ट करो, तो व्हाट वुड इज द राइट एज रेंज टू गेट दिस एक्सेस टू दिस एजुकेशन एंड टेक्नोलॉजी?
देखो, कोई चीज़ें जो बहुत नौजवान है लोग, उनको एक्सेस नहीं मिलना चाहिए, ये थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बन गया। रिस्ट्रिक्शन होना चाहिए, लेकिन जितना यंग बच्चा है, जैसे बेबी को भी कोई लर्निंग डिवाइसेस होने चाहिए, लेकिन रिस्ट्रिक्शन होना चाहिए क्या कॉन्टेंट उनको मिल सकता है। लेकिन 45 ईयर ओल्ड भी सीख सकते हैं, हम नहीं सोचते कि वो नहीं सीख सकते, उनको थोड़ा डिफरेंट सॉफ्टवेयर का डिज़ाइन होना पड़ेगा। अगर कोई बेहतर सॉफ्टवेयर डिज़ाइन करेगा, अभी इसके लिए बड़ा मार्केट नहीं है अभी, लेकिन होना चाहिए। ऐसे एजुकेशन, अगर आप सर्टन एज हो, ऐसे फ़न बनाओ और धीरे धीरे बनाओ कि वो भी सीख सकते हैं, ये चीज़ ये है, ये यहाँ पे ऐसे क्लिक करो, धीरे धीरे चलो, और वो भी सीख जाएंगे। अगर कोई सेमिनार्स बनेंगे उसके साथ सब सीख सकते हैं।
तो इसमें कुछ डिज़ाइन, अगर आपको कुछ मतलब ऐसा लगता हो कि इसमें ये तो हो गया सीखना, इसमें अर्निंग की क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ होती हैं, वो अगर आपको कुछ आइडिया दो, हाउ समवन कैन अर्न क्विक? डेफिनेटली
आप सीखना पड़ता है, जल्दी बनाना शौक हो आपका।
नहीं, मेरा सवाल नहीं है, ये तो जनता का सवाल है, मैंने तो कमा लिए हैं थोड़े बहुत, लेकिन इट्स अ जनता सवाल। जनता जैसा होता है ना कि यूजुअली आप किसी को बोलोगे कि यू गो अहेड एंड गेट दिस ऐप, इट्स अ फ्री ऐप, आप यहाँ जाओ, आप यहाँ लैंग्वेज सीख सकते हो, मैथ सीख सकते हो, वॉट एवर दे वॉन्ट टू लर्न, कोई भी स्किल सीख सकते हो। लेकिन उसमें एक धारणा ये भी रहती है कि सीख के क्या होगा। This is if you go to public you will get this kind of responses.
खुश रहोगे अगर असली तरह सीखोगे। जो आदमी सीखने के लिए सीखता है वो खुश रहता है। जो आदमी वो पैसे बनाता है और सिर्फ पैसे बनाने के लिए पैसे बनाता है, वो कभी खुश नहीं होता। अगर खुश होना है तो सीखो, सीखने के लिए पैसे आएंगे, पैसे अपने आप आएंगे। अगर आप सिर्फ देखोगे मेरे को पैसे पहले बनाना है, पैसे बन भी सकते हैं, नहीं बन सकते हैं, लेकिन खुश तो नहीं होगे। खुशी के लिए हमको देखना पड़ता है। आजकल सब नंबर्स में देश को मेजर करते हैं, लेकिन पैसे अगर बनाना चाहते हो तो आपको कंपटीशन करना पड़ेगा, आपको सोचना पड़ेगा आप क्या बना सकते हो दूसरे तरीका, लोगों का उनकी ज़िंदगी थोड़ी आसान करने के लिए। तो ये सोच में, ये मुश्किल सोच है, ये बहुत कम्पिटिटिव है। लेकिन जॉब्स वगैरह तो और मिल सकते हैं। पैसे बनाना मुश्किल काम है,
मुश्किल मतलब मुझे भी ऐसा लगता है कि
सब पैसे बनाना चाहते हैं।
टेक्नोलॉजी में आज की डेट में जिस हिसाब, मतलब इट्स इजी टू मेक मनी नाउ डेज, वो दिन पहले दूर था कि यू हैव टू गो I mean, people from Ramnagar still goes to 800 kilometers, 500 kilometers, 1000 kilometers, 2000 kilometers just to earn money. Still that is happening. वो आज भी लोग जा रहे हैं. So, but evolve. It will evolve. Acha, what's your point of view on new generation that is coming, maybe 15, 20?
It's a very special generation. I think it's very special. They don't even know about, Red Hot Chili Peppers or Elvis. Can you believe it? I never thought there'd be a generation who would know the old rock songs.
Yeah.
I'm sure people with Hindi music expertise would also say that. I think, it's a generation that's the majority of India. I think that 18 to 30 range might be 50 plus percent, 60% even population of this country. But this is the powerhouse because I think younger people, they carry less stigma, they carry less, restrictive views that sometimes in the past we had because of technology as well, because they've been immersed. We become what we consume in terms of what we see, what we read.
Exactly.
And I think there's a lot of hope with them. There's a lot of hope with them. Some of them are very lost as well, by the way. I think some of these kids, they don't know where they're going, what they believe in, and why they believe in it. I think there's a weakness as well in them in one aspect because they lack a bit of soul, and it has become a bit money centric. The focus has become money's become the buzzword, and making money is important. But so is your happiness.
Exactly.
You need to focus on what makes you happy, what gives you culture, what gives you soul. Otherwise you're going to feel very, very empty as the years pass on. And sometimes I feel because of the fast consumption media, the very quick changing images, they don't get a depth that maybe the old generation had a privilege on, because when you read a book for longer, who reads books nowadays from beginning to the end? Who reads poetry nowadays, It's become a bit rare. So I think, but you'll never find fulfillment as a human being. Human beings, we are designed and evolved over natural history in a certain way, and in the last century or so we've seen what can fulfill a human being and what can't. There is an emptiness in the fast cycle of focus on money by the young generation. That's a weakness, but the strength is their open-mindedness. Ultimately they're winning.
And what do you think is the challenge that they will face when they will be 40, 45 after 20 years? I mean, definitely they'll settle down, they have money, they have everything. What kind of society or social challenges you think they might have or they might not have?
They will not look good on Instagram anymore. The selfies are going to get worse and worse and worse.
And they can't even cover with the kids.
I mean, they might be better filters by that time.
Yeah, but still,
I think the problem would be everybody might look filtered all around.
That's true.
Yeah, the selfies are going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we need to ban filters.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
Everywhere?
Apart from artists, people who are creating art for specifically that's marked art. Unless you're calling yourself an artist, you should not be allowed to use these filters.
Yeah, tough.
I know. I think then the truth will come out. I think, India's motto is truth alone triumphs.
Yeah. And do you believe in God?
There is only God. There's only God, because anybody who says I don't believe in God, that's a belief they cannot prove. Ultimately it's a belief. How can you believe there is no God? You can only believe it. You can't prove it. So because the question itself arises, do you believe in God? It implies for me there is only God. There has to be a source of creation. I think there's a mystery to this reality. Everything is a design. We have like 10 digits on our hands. We have eyes that look face forward. The sun is at the center, or if you believe this, the earth goes around it. It's in a ball, There's design to everything. What is the source of creation? We see time moving in our conscious in a certain way. Not only do I believe in God, I believe the human creation is God's manifestation of observing divinity itself.
Okay.
Because we can ask this question and we're aware of it. So I think if you say I don't believe in God, it's a belief you can have. Everyone's entitled to the belief. Your life will not be as much fun.
Yeah.
You will not enjoy flavors. You will not enjoy things as much because you're putting a restriction to the creative source and this creative source code that has brought us here today. Enjoyment will go down. So I think it's sad to say that. Hence, I think socialist, secular republic of India can be amended.
Okay. And what's your take on mental stress? Usually it was not in the market, especially in Indian market, Indian thing. But nowadays, that age group again, who are young adults or teenagers, they are going through kind of stress to achieve, to do something, what to do, blank mind. How should they deal with that stress?
Om Shanti,
Yes.
Shanti, Om. Not only do I believe in God, I think it's important to remember God
Yes.
more often. And I think we're living in an era where, places of worship get less reception. And, they've had their own scandals and problems in some of these places. I'm not saying they're perfect. But I think what happens is, I think your earlier question leads to this, is if you lose faith and if you don't remind yourself on the existence of this divine force that we're all a part of, you will start getting mental health problems, because you're forgetting your conscious purpose on this earth is to remember beauty, is to remember design, creation. You'll become a tool. You'll become a tool to be used for your labor, for your conscious focus. You will be, and this will be depressive. This will be depressive because you will never be free unless you remember the bound you have to the Creator who sent you here. So I think there's a lot of mental health issues because people, they don't know what they're living for. Even what are you doing? Get richer, show more, express more status, but why? Who are you? At the end, it's going to end. This is madness. It's madness not to address the questions that are philosophical for us. And we don't do this anymore. We're so materialistically orientated nowadays, And I think if you just focus on the material and not the metaphysical and not put enough time in a day to consider it and the beauty and the mystery of why we're here, you're going to go crazy. You're going to go crazy because you're not actually looking at reality the way it's designed to be seen.
Yep, I agree. I agree that would be a good solution if someone is, thinking that there is no one with them. They need to know that someone is with them all the time.
Because the numbers don't tell the full story.
Yeah.
How much you earn on your paycheck, how much is the budget for the state, how much is the car you bought, how much is the house you bought, how much money you have in your bank. Those numbers, it's mad to believe that those are the apex value you should strive towards, because there is something behind the whole design and creation that we don't know.
But you heard of Kal Yuga, there is a phrase. Yes, definitely Kal Yuga chal raha, that is why this is happening. Do you believe in that?
I think whichever yug they're in, they believe it's Kal Yuga.
Every yug it's Kal Yuga.
No, the people living in any yug, they believe they're in Kal Yuga.
And why so? Why do you think so?
Because this is human nature. I think
okay,
this is a problem, खराब हो रहा है. ये एक problem है, वो problem है. क्या पता ये तो सबसे अच्छा युग भी हो सकता होगा. सबको इतना ज़्यादा भी मिलता है, लेकिन हम
मतलब मुझे भी लगता है, because अगर आप technology wise देखो तो I can connect to a person in Namnagar in next 2 minutes and I connect to a person in US or wherever I want to.
Quite a power है.
It's like communication has completely changed in last 10-12 years.
असली मेरे को लगता है कलयुग होता भी नहीं.
कलयुग होता नहीं है.
ये सिर्फ जो कैसे कहते हैं, this is an illusion that's been given to trick people to feel bad and have an excuse for it. कि हम कलयुग में हैं.
वो तो कलयुग, हाँ, maybe.
I think it's an illusory concept to control your happiness.
I mean, again, it's like कि मैं बाइक नहीं तेज चला रहा था, सामने वाला चला रहा था. You just need a reason. It's a big reason.
To give you an excuse to be more depressed.
So you blame Kal-Yuga. Is that?
Well, then you will come to me to help you to feel better, and I will make a bit of profit from your prayers.
Yeah. Somehow it's happening here. So I mean, that's fine. मैं यहाँ पे
it's a good business. It's the best one. I'm trying to get this myself. I'm telling you, That's why
I'm hearing you. It was like you have that kind of thing in mind. If my political career goes fine, I'll go there. If it's philosophical, it's fine. If it's tech, it's fine. If it's being the motivational speaker,
मैं temple renovate करना चाहता हूँ. आप मंत्रालय जानते हो नहीं?
हाँ जी मंत्रालय
जो वहाँ पे वो जहाँ पे शिवा और पार्वती की शादी हुई थी.
जी.
तो मेरा बड़ा ड्रीम है, जैसे गोल्डन टेम्पल है अमृतसर में, उस साइट के ऊपर हम सिल्वर टेम्पल बनाएं.
Okay.
क्योंकि वो चांद भी उनका सिंबल था नहीं
जी
शिव का, तो वो तो चिनानी में है जो मेरे फादर की कंस्टिट्यूंसी थी।
जी
अभी आपको पता है पैंथर्स पार्टी को 94% वोट्स मिले चिनानी में, क्योंकि जो हमारा भाई हर्षदेव और जो एक छोड़ के कहीं पहुंच गया, अगर उनकी आप वोट्स टोटल करो 94% है। 94%। एक फैमिली को इतने सारे वोट्स कभी नहीं मिलते। तो चिनानी तो हमको बहुत सोच में हमारी आती है। तो वहाँ पे हमारा ड्रीम है, जो मंथलाइक जो साइट है वहाँ पे हम सिल्वर का टेम्पल बनाए। ब्यूटीफुल सिल्वर टेम्पल।
मैंने वहाँ विजिट नहीं किया, लेकिन मानतलाई में भी एक योगा स्ट्रक्चर बना था। आप गए वहाँ? अभी वो स्टार्ट नहीं हो पाया, इट्स स्टिल इट्स नॉट देयर।
वो साथ है जहाँ पे वो इंदिरा गांधी का जो गॉड मैन था, उसका क्रैश हुआ था। मेरे फादर और वो बहुत झगड़ा करते थे, क्योंकि इंदिरा गांधी really liked my father but she liked him more, and I think he didn't like this, you know. So he died in a plane crash.
Okay, yeah. There were stories that the guru of Indira Gandhi is in Manthla and she used to visit. ये true है? ये सच है?
Yes. She was very close. I know my father was very close to Indira Gandhi. She made him president of Congress state Jammu and Kashmir at the time. Okay. Yeah, for sure. No, we know personally. लेकिन कभी ऐसे भी होते हैं जो गॉडमैन होते हैं, वो थोड़े लोगों को राइट पे भी ले जाते हैं। इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ कलयुग भी मैं कह रहा हूँ, थोड़ा जोक से कह रहा हूँ, लेकिन लगता है कभी ये मजहब कॉन्सेप्ट है लोगों को माइंड कंट्रोल करने के लिए। क्योंकि अगर जो असली हिंदू है वो दिल से सोचे जो भी युग में मैं हूँ भाई, मैं इससे सबसे बढ़िया बनाऊंगा, क्योंकि मैं तो ये युग में हूँ। क्या कलयुग या कोई युग, क्या मतलब मेरा तो यहाँ पे अभी मोमेंट है, तो सबसे जो मैं कर सकता हूँ, जितना खुशी करना चाहता हूँ, जितना अच्छा काम करता हूँ अभी करूँगा। क्या पता लोग कौन क्या कर रहे हैं, कह रहे सब खराब कर रहे हैं, मेरे को क्या पता।
गुड। आप में लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज तो हैं, फिर भाषण देना की प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी आपको थोड़ी सी।
मेरी माँ भी ब्राह्मण थी। नहीं, हम क्या सिर्फ चैंट नहीं कर सकते हैं जब स्टेज पे।
नहीं, दैट मेक्स सेंस। मतलब मुझे एक लगता है कि हिंदू धर्म में एक चीज़ ये भी बहुत अच्छी है कि ये जो हमारे ऊपर कोई मतलब वी डोंट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ प्रेशर दैट यू हैव टू डू इट इन अ सर्टन वे। बस इतना है कि यू डोंट हैव, मतलब आपको अधर्म नहीं करना है, एंड यू जस्ट हैव टू हैव पवित्र आचरण एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट, एंड यू हैव अ पीसफुल माइंड, समानता एंड मानवता काइंड ऑफ थिंग। आई रियली फील गुड अबाउट इट। जब मैं आई हैव ट्रैवल्ड जो भी है, बट दिस इज समथिंग रियली गुड हियर। यू डोंट हैव, यस इट एग्जिस्ट, अब ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल, हाँ, लेकिन इतना भी यू डोंट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस दैट यू हैव टू डू दिस टू डू दैट एंड अचीव दैट और थिंग्स लाइक दैट।
No, and I think it's compatible with every religion. I think Buddhism has got a big export everywhere you see a Buddha, but it's a shame that, you know, like the Hindu philosophies and ideologies are not more promoted, because it actually takes the stress out of living. I think you are able to find more your place and worry less about where you're failing immediately, and build up better. I think it's a very, very powerful belief. There's over 1 billion of us,
Yes.
It's very successful.
Yes.
And we're very bad at exporting it. So that's why
I mean, there was a reason that I just came in my mind that when I was reading, and I have also, there is a reason behind that what I believe is we were not exporting that, because usually what happens is that what in India, especially in the land of Bharatvarsh, if we say that, there was, we have everything, being it food, being it whatever we need for livelihood, or in whatever situations, we have that mental peace, we have connections to God, we used to worship rivers, trees, and it's not something I have to go to that river only the Ganga river.
Sure.
It's like any river which is going by my village, a tree which is behind my wherever it is, and we used to pray on those things. So I think it wasn't that way. I mean, yeah.
It's not so organized, you mean? Well, it's not so like focused on one church, one temple. So
Yes.
it's not like we're
or regular visits or
Yeah.
things like that. I haven't, and I think that's the beauty. I think it's beautiful, and we don't have to. Sometimes if you whoever discovered the countries or things like that, they are
God is
trying
everywhere.
to find
Yep.
something.
Some people think
Yes.
Hinduism is polytheistic.
We believed in that.
Yeah.
That God is everywhere.
Everywhere. It's a
in everyone.
It's
In
called
fact,
pantheism, because there's polytheism, monotheism. But people sometimes think in the West Hinduism is polytheism, many gods. It's not this. It's pantheistic. Everything is God.
everything is God.
It's
Yes.
called pantheism, and that's the beauty. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's what's limited it. But maybe I think it's after 1950 socialist secular constitution.
Socialist secular. Yeah.
I think before this, actually, the time of when we had Maharaja Hari Singh
Yeah.
and Gulab Singh, it was actually spreading more.
Yeah, even
but they
to
South America even and things.
There were Ramayana many अपने धार्मिक ग्रंथ scriptures that were converted translated to Dogri language in the eras of Dogra history. They have built temples. We still call it city of temples.
I think the state blocked this in the 1950s. Why is Mubarak Mandi lying in such a bad state where the Koh-i-Noor was kept, It's because I think the state wanted to forget the history. It wanted to stop this. I think today the state of India, it's very important, invests in promoting Hinduism. For sure, we protect all faiths, but 1 billion people, 80% of the electorate are Hindus, and it's so important that we make bodies to promote the curriculum, the text, the temples. It has to be a really strong effort, and we have to make an outreach because the world will be a better place. The world will be more peaceful. If we are able to promote this. I mean, the Dalai Lama and the Buddhists do this, more than we do. And we're here protecting them, and they're so small. So there's no way why we cannot have a way to promote Hinduism around the world and help so many people through their mental health problems. Promoting our chants, like promoting our mantras. My mother always taught me this mantra, the Gayatri mantra. Apparently, the sect of Brahmin she was from is descended from Vishwamitra, who apparently wrote it, I mean, that's what they believe,
It's the first hymn of the Rig Veda. I think that, if I'm not wrong.
It's something like Om Bhurvasvaha Swaha Svitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodaya. See, I know a little bit.
No, that's it. I mean, that's the beauty of being an Bharatiya. I would say that we are happy in very small things. We don't have that kind of mindset. We need everything. It's just the Western picturization for sure. That people think that looking at the media, looking at the social media, these are the negatives of social media. They think that if someone is in the I don't know. There is only one emergency that I believe is the health emergency, medical emergency. Other than that, it's just just the tantrums that this is so urgent. This needs to be done today, now, and XYZ stories.
You see, this is what my campaign when I ran for mayor of London was the health emergency. But you know what my specific thing was? It's so funny, you see. Ramnagar, we think alike, huh?
Yeah.
I campaigned saying that I believe air pollution was a health crisis at the time. The data was coming out like 5 million people are dying around the world from air pollution, more than COVID, right? And I said, this is from pollutants from, like, say, fossil fuel emissions from cars, from factories. But we have all the technology to go to clean air, not as a cause about global warming, but about children getting, developing autism, living near polluted streets, old people getting Alzheimer's. So I said, if this is happening, we need to pass emergency legislation and convert the whole system to a kind of energy format which doesn't slowly poison people to death. Because no law allows you to slowly poison people to death.
Yes, it doesn't.
Especially if the alternative exists. So like a lot of my campaigning is about better health, physical health, mental health, it's a bit debatable who's sane and who's not. People might think we're crazy here. But physical health, we can really, at this point in 2026, we can say what is biologically better. Sugar, I was very much against the sugar lobby. Why are they selling sugar to kids in shiny packages? One thing I hate about COVID was they locked the whole world down on a health emergency, and then they put you sitting at home eating a lot of sugar, selling you sugar products while selling fear, and then they're advertising sugar for you. People are getting diabetes. Like kids were starving to death in schools who could not get to schools because of the lockdown. So the health crisis is I think the sugar lobby for me. But ultimately they finance the political lobby.
Yeah, it's like it's a cycle that goes on, but I believe what I believe is that as a community, as a country, or as a human being, one should not have very malpractices really done. One should avoid greed, and that's completely fine. Okay, one thing that I also would like to discuss with you is
like profit पे देखना चाहिए, क्योंकि कभी जो कहते हैं greed भूल जाओ, हम ये कहते हैं, लेकिन जो आदमी को जब कंपटीशन सबसे अच्छा प्रोडक्ट लोगों को देना है, कंपटीशन होना चाहिए दूसरे लोगों को, और उनको अलाउड होना चाहिए कि वो अपने ग्रीड से आगे चले. रेगुलेशन होनी चाहिए.
आई मीन ग्रीड इज समथिंग. सी इफ आई हैव टू, मैं एक एग्जांपल बात करूँ ग्रीड की, तो ग्रीड का क्या है कि डेफिनेटली जो मेहनत कर रहा है उसको तो मिलना ही चाहिए, और कभी कभी ज़्यादा भी मिलता है इन वॉट एवर एनर्जी यू सेड. बट क्या होता है कि बहुत सारे ऐसे भी लोग होते हैं जिनको ये लगता है कि सिर्फ हमको ही मिले. दैट इज वॉट आई थिंक इज ग्रीड. सिर्फ हमको ही मिले. अरे भाई मेरे, दिस इज नॉट समथिंग दैट यू विल टेक विद यू. यू हैव टू डिसेंट्रलाइज, यू हैव टू डेलीगेट, यू हैव टू बीइंग इट हैप्पीनेस. You can't have all the happiness in your heart. फट जाएगा सीना, मर जाओगे. So उससे कोई वो, you have to delegate things. So that's is something, you know, you can't. So but it is ठीक है, it's okay, that's fine. With the things you can't change, it's just.
अशोक जी, हमने आपकी podcast religious podcast बना दिया है.
अरे हाँ, आपने थोड़ी देर पहले राजनीति बना दी थी. इसमें टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं, ठीक है. सतरंगा
कोई भी घर है सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं, प्लीज अपने सारे पैसे हमको भेज दो. हम आपको, आप हेवन पे जाओगे, सब कुछ मिल जाएगा वहाँ पे आपको, और आप बहुत खुश होगे. नहीं, हम जोक कर रहे हैं भाई. स्पेंड करो.
नहीं, हम ग्रीडी नहीं है, हम ग्रीडी नहीं. अच्छा, एक चीज़ और मैंने यहाँ पे जम्मू में देखी कि मतलब आई मेट फ्यू स्टूडेंट्स, मेरे कुछ फ्रेंड्स कजन से मिलना हो, तो एक उनके अंदर एक धारणा है कि भाषा को लेके दे डोंट प्रेफर टू टॉक इन डोगरी. आती भी नहीं है, ये ऐसे भी रीजंस हैं, और कुछ बोल भी नहीं पा रहे हैं. उसमें मुझे एक रीज़न मैंने बहुत बार सुना कि रोज़गार नहीं है, देयर इज़ नो एम्प्लॉयमेंट, व्हाट इज़ द बेनिफिट ऑफ लर्निंग डोगरी, इट्स, है ना. तो आई हैव आंसर टू दैट, बट बिफोर दैट मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहूँगा कि आपका एक लैंग्वेज का जॉब से कोई रिलेशन है?
मैं नहीं आंधी बिल्ले सीखे
सिखाना. अच्छा. नहीं. So
yeah, it's sad, you know. I think Dogri is so important in the culture of India and the history of, you know, our greatest martial successes, you know. In modern Indian history, Dogri was the language of the most important Hindu Raj, if you would. So I think we need to engage in it, because ultimately the culture has to be preserved and the people have to be proud of it. और पैसे जल्दी तो मे भी नहीं आएंगे अगर डोगरी से आओगे, लेकिन अगर सब डोगरी बोलेंगे हमारा टूरिज्म और बढ़ जाएगा.
yes.
और लोग आएंगे, धीरे धीरे आ जाएंगे. जो आदमी दिल से जो करता है वो बाद में चीज़ और आगे जाती है. जो पैसे, जो ज़रूरत है आज पैसे चाहिए, इस ये कमज़ोरी हो जाती है. जो रुक सकता है, जो वेट कर सकता है, ये तो अमीर तो यही आदमी है. तो जो अपना कल्चर को बचा सकता है, ये अमीर है, क्योंकि ये पैसे है और there's wealth.
Yes.
There's money and there's wealth. Dogri is wealth.
Yes.
भाई आप अमीर हो, ये तो सबसे पुरानी बादशाह है जो इतना पावरफुल थी सारी हिंदुस्तान के लिए, उसके राज के लिए. ये इससे तो सारा कोह-i-Noor का कंट्रोल किया था, सारे जूल्स, सोना. तो ये कैसे भूल सकते हो? आप इतनी wealth लूज कर रहे हो फिर.
अंकित जी, थैंक यू. तो साढ़े शो चाहे असी मिकी बड़ा शैल लग गया. थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम एंड बेस्ट विशेस फॉर योर मल्टीपल करियर्स.
बड़ा शैल लग गया पापू. मैं नहीं आंधी भले सीखे ने.